Hi. Hello, every pony. Blue Devil, Red Devil here, and today we're back in Farming Simulator 2015. And if you notice, I'm currently not holding on to my controller. Um, so right now, both my controller, Xbox controller, and my mouse is starting to go. They're both having issues. My microphone is a little too close. That's better. Um, yeah, so if I scroll with my mouse, it's hard to see here, but you see how it launched back forward? I'm scrolling backwards, non-stop backwards. Yeah, the scrolling wheel on my mouse is starting to go, and the right joystick. Why am I so loud? Holy shit! Maybe move the microphone a little farther away. Um, and my right joystick on my controller is starting to have drift. So, yay, I had to spend a lot of money. Seriously, why am I so loud? What the fuck? My mic mixer fucked? Hold on. No. Let's just get more comfortable in talking, so I'm talking much louder than I ever have. Possibly. That's possibly a thing. That's a possibility. Which is good. I'd rather be talking louder than quieter. But yeah. Um, so, I have to buy a bunch of stuff when I get my paycheck, my disability check at the end of the month, um, which is in about a week and a half. Um, I need to get a new 5 terabyte hard drive. The one I have for recording is nearly full. It has about maybe 600 gigabytes left, which would be about two, which ain't gonna last because I still got a tractor show to go to um, in September. I got 2 more tractor pulls to go to in September. 3. I got 3 more shows to go to. I got the Sun Bitch Tractor Show in Batavia? No, that doesn't seem right. Somewhere south of Rochester, New York. It's not Henrietta. It's southwest of Henrietta, New York, but close enough. It's literally right around the corner from where the home of the Jello, home of Jello, like the dessert Jello, was invented. Um, yeah, the whole show is pretty much it's to raise money for Alzheimer's. You pay to get your tractor in there, I think. Um, you pay to have your tractor uh, dynamo is the proper word for it. I'm trying to think of some more simple terms. You hook up the machine to tractor to see how much horsepower it has left, because older tractors have reduced horsepower because of age. Um, one way to fix that is to tune up the tractor, which means you're spending a lot of money on your tractor to make it run like factory new. A lot of people do. Some people actually upgrade their tractors. What they do is they drill into the bore. They make where the cylinder is, they make it bigger by centimeters or millimeters. Actually, not centimeters. Centimeters are actually way too big. Uh, by millimeters, slightly bigger, and just put that much bigger of a cylinder in, which you wouldn't think that would be that much of horsepower, but you'd be surprised. Even putting maybe a width of $1 more bigger head of a piston can give a vehicle about 10 more horsepower. And it's hard to explain that. So let's take a piston, say it's 3 inches diameter, and you put $1 worth of material to make it that much thicker all the way around it. So it's about 3 point something millimeter inch, whatever. That can give, you take that and put that on each of the cylinders. Say the engine has 6 cylinders. You're giving that engine that much more space to much for force to push against to push the piston down. That means you're giving that much. It's hard to explain without showing. But yeah, you can give your engines a pretty big boost. Some of the diesel engines they put turbos or superchargers on them. Like I said, it all raises money for Alzheimer's, and Alzheimer's is a disease that should be rectified. And as science gets further on, they're starting to get more and more into it and figure out what causes it. And if you don't know what Alzheimer's is, it's a disease that attacks the brain as you get to a certain age. It attacks the brain and causes people to start hallucinating, forgetting, and it can rob them of time, pretty much. I've seen people in videos where they have Alzheimer's where they're in their 80s and the only thing they remember is up till their mid-20s. They forgot everything else. It's kind of like amnesia, but more permanent, and it comes and goes. Actually, it's just like amnesia. But it only happens to people as they get older. But yeah, it's a scary disease, and a lot of the elders that get it, they wish they didn't have it because they want to remember their past. They've lived a long life and they want to remember it. And I believe they shouldn't lose their memories, because when their memories are lost, that history is just gone. And history is precious. So yeah, I got that show at the end of the month. Then I got the gas engine. There's Alexander Steam and Gas Engine Association Rally or Expo or whatever the fuck they want to call it. I forget. It's a very super long name, but it is what it is. I can't really say much because I'm in the Pioneer Gas Engine Association, which is kind of long as well. And also in the Pageant of Steam Engine Association. I don't even know if it's association or club. I would have to look again. I want to be. I need to remember next in 2 years when it comes back, because it's every other year. The 2-cylinder expo. I need to join one of their clubs that they're part of. I need to figure out which one's the closest to me. Because what it is, it's not one club. It's a bunch of clubs working in unison. And with me being in east of Rochester, I don't know if I'm supposed to be part of the Syracuse one, or would I still go with the Western New York club? Or would I go with the Finger Lakes one? I'm gonna have to figure that one out. And then the Pioneer Gas Engine Association Fall Tractor Pull is directly after that. Is I think 2 weeks after that. But I plan on fixing up my Ford 2000 to go there and do expedition pull. I won't be able to be counted because they do. The only tractors that are allowed to be part of the competition are ones. I think it's 59 or 60, 1959 or 1956, 1959 or 1960, and older tractors. I don't know if they actually went to 1960 yet. I know they just have a tradition of trying to keep it old school tractors only. But they slowly update, because when I was a kid, my dad used to do it every summer with his John Deere B, which I still plan on having my B in once I fix the fucking thing up, because it has issues. One is it was always stored inside. I can't store it inside. So it's starting to have weathering issues, which I know my fault, but I'm trying to work on it. I currently have a hoop shed, which the tarp fell apart on, because why would a shed that's designed for outside with a tarp on it be UV protected? That would make sense, you know. It wasn't, so I have to live with that. So I'm looking for another one so I can find both hoop sheds as one, so I can make the hoop shed stronger by putting more ribs onto it and then covering it with tin to make it into a tin hoop shed. Tin siding hoop shed, pretty much. Unfortunately, instead of going the correct way where the ribs are going downwards, they're going to be going crosswise, because I don't have the ability to bend tin like that. Talking to someone, if I just take the siding and I put it on, and what I do, if I go ahead and I take it and put it on angle slightly, then cut the end so it's still flush with the edge of the hoop, the one end, then I can go ahead and make it where it's all on a slight, they're like 20 to 30% angle, so the ribs have a way to run water and ice and snow off of it when it starts to melt and run off. Which I might do that. It's just going to take much longer and much more painful to set up. Also, I might have to get a lot more pieces than I want to, because they're going to have to do a lot more cutting and angles. But it would look unique, by the way, if I did that. But yeah, we'll figure it out. I have a idea where to look for a couple more hoop sheds. There's a couple neighbors around me that have old hoop sheds, and they haven't done anything with them, so I'm going to ask again. Because the one I asked, he plans on making a greenhouse. He has the tarp for it, but he hasn't put it up yet. Ask again next year and see if something comes up. And then there's two other people nearby that also have hoop sheds that haven't done anything in several years. We picked up some screen doors for the chicken coop this year, and one person had the one screen door in his hoop shed, and he said he was planning on tearing it down this year. And I offered him 75 bucks for it. He said sure. He will call me when it's done. Haven't called me. So I don't know. So yeah, getting back to it. Yeah, I got all that. I just wander in my conversations. Yeah, getting back to what I wanted to talk about. So I'm running out of storage space, which is not unheard of. I have been doing this since 2005, and I have refused to get rid of any of the videos I currently have. I have videos. I had the videos from when I first started, not the original 3, because those 3 are lost to time. But I do have the original from the first, as much as I could, because at the one time I was going, my computer was eating hard drives. But I got as many of the videos as I possibly can from every time I record them. I have both the hard cut, which I'm doing right now, and the edited version. So yeah, I have both. Stop for a minute. So yeah, I refuse to delete anything. I just set up a new device on my computer that's plugged in that allowed me to plug in thumb drives and turn them off, because at one point the thumb drives were starting to get corrupted because they were on all the time. Because the best way to save data is to keep power flowing through it but not actively on. Is the correct way to do it? And the correct way to say that? I don't know. I'm thinking that's... When my friend explained it to me, I didn't really understand it. But he's more computer guy than I am. I am mechanical guy, he is computer guy. I can tell you how a mechanical engine works and try to explain it, but I explain like crap. I can't explain shit, so. Also, past 2 weeks since the end of the Pageant of Steam tractor show has been a pain in my side, because literally the Sunday after that I got sick because of my gallbladder, which I think I complained in the last video over it. Or maybe not, I don't know. I don't even know when I made the last video. I think it was the weekend I went to the tractor show. Yeah, so I have a organ which is called the gallbladder. It is the same as the liver. It makes chemicals to help break down fatty foods as it goes through your intestines, to help absorb it when it enters the other parts of the intestines. They're literally the first bend after the stomach. That's where they inject their fluids onto the stuff being pumped out of your stomach. Mine, like a lot of people, is failing. It is a known issue, especially with people from Europe. Because of the hearty foods that the Europeans eat, known for us failing. And it's known for failing from all ages. You can be as young as a child to as old as dirt, and it would just randomly fail. Mine just decided it didn't want to be a proper working organ, and mine constantly now is producing what they call gallbladder stones. So my doctor has advised that I should have it removed, because it is slow. When it's starting to produce the gallbladder stones and stuff, they have determined that the organ is slowly starting to fail. That's why it's overproducing or underproducing at different times, which what causes the gallbladder stones. So I had to have it removed. Unfortunately, I'm a fat ass, and the local doctors in the area refuse to do any operation unless I lose weight to do it, or they are willing to do that and the bariatric surgery along with it, or bypass. Gastric bypass surgery is another term for it. It's where they go in, they cut your stomach in half, they sew it back up to make it smaller. So your stomach is smaller, so it makes you feel fuller faster. Or the other one is literally, they go in, they cut a good section of your small intestine out and re-sew it back together, so it is smaller. So you don't produce, your body doesn't absorb as much food as it should. Those are two different options. I think there's two other versions of it, of the surgery, but I just know of those two because my father tried to get it done through the VA, and the VA as assholes. What I mean by that is they kept dragging their heels with paperwork to the point where the hospital just told him, we can't proceed until the VA give us paperwork, and since they haven't given us paperwork by now, we're just going to drop you. So now you have to start the entire process all over again, meaning you have to go to several different seminars, watching videos, going through the process of seeing set up again. And after the third time of that, my dad said, nope, fuck you, I'm done. Yeah, my dad did it 3 different times before he decided the VA is an asshole and refuses to do it anymore. And guess what? Since he's a person that has a hard time walking now, Guess who was the one that was driving him up and walking through him with the hospital to make sure he didn't fall? Me. Well, I got to sit there and watch all the videos. So meaning if I had to do it, I had to go through all that process all over again. Yeah, so I know all the surgeries. I don't know all of them. I just know those two because those are the two that would talk to me about it. Sorry. So yeah, that happened. That put me in bed for about 3 days because my body was when the gallbladder gets filled with gallstones, it gets infected because it can't push out the fluids anymore, and then the gallbladder expands and that causes infection. So I was in bed for a couple of days with a internal and body infection, or I think there's another term for it, but that's the layman term. It's internal infection, body infection. Let me tell you, when that happens, from my lower part of my chest all the way down to my hip, feels like I just feel bloated, and it feels like it's on fire. It is a very painful thing to deal with. And your body temperature just fluctuates like crazy. Because your body's literally fighting an infection like any other type of infection. Yeah, I won't go too much more detail about that. Just know that it sucked. I have medicine to help clear it out, but the medicine also has its own side effects, which makes me sleepy, drowsy, and give me the runs. So when I'm taking them, I'm pretty much just in bed for a good while. And then I got better. I was good. So from that Sunday night to about Wednesday, I was crap. Then Thursday, I was feeling better. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, doing good. Then that Sunday came up, which is this past Sunday. Apparently I didn't know this and no one was telling me. Friday, my brother got sick after picking up his kids from their friend's house, or from or from taking them to football practice, which he is the volunteer coach for the team. Yeah, Friday, Saturday he did that Thursday. Friday on his run, because he delivers apples for a local apple farm to different parts across the Northeast. He was making the delivery, and he said his head just started spinning and he felt like crap. He got sick. No one told me this. So then his wife, my sister-in-law, got sick. Then my father got sick, and I took him Saturday to go pick up stuff in a few towns over, because he bought something on Marketplace. So I took him there, and he didn't tell me he was feeling like crap when we went. He just wanted to go get it done and over with. Sunday night, or Sunday, I woke up with a sore throat. I had a chest cold like they did, which didn't go away because this past week, the temperature went from, oh, it's in the high 80s, low 90s, to this week where it went like, hey, mid 60s is the highest the entire week. So my chest cold became a head cold, and I'm just getting over it now. You can probably tell my voice is starting to get hoarse from talking because I'm still having issues. If you haven't realized, stopping every once in a while is me literally stopping, halting the recording, blowing my nose, or coughing, which I messed up that one time, and blah blah blah. But talking about it literally just made me have to blow my nose. Well, life has not been great the last 2 weeks. But, you know, I don't complain because I was running short on space to do all the recording anyways. I did go through and finish editing Wednesday. I pretty much just sat down and did nothing but editing. That's all I could do. I was feeling like crap. All I could do was stare at my screen and close my eyes here and there because it would hurt to stare at the screen. So I just edited. I got all the rest of the Pokemon Nuzlocke for the Pokemon Infinite Fusion done, which means I have to now record or live stream some of that so I can record it again, which won't happen until after I get the new external hard drive. I have to do I need something to drink. The can of Dr. Pepper I have is almost out. Next one. Kind of open it backwards. Better. All right. Okay. What else? Yeah. I got the rest of the Pokemon stuff done, which I'm several weeks in advance with that now. I am nearly through all of October with that. Pretty much got everything in October for Friday done. Editing. Won't have to worry about that for a very long time, which might run into issues of me forgetting I had to do Fridays. I got the first video of tractor pulls for this year up and ready to be uploaded, or it's already uploaded. It's ready to go out tomorrow, today at 10, same time as this goes out. And I'm talking much louder now. I just released Peak, the first episode of Peak, which unfortunately I couldn't find anyone that would want. None of my friends that was willing to play at the time, so I did it by myself. I also recorded stuff for Minecraft. I recorded stuff for Did this yesterday. Recorded Minecraft, recorded stuff for Cat Quest. I need to record Hogwarts Legacy tomorrow. I need to record at least 2 episodes of that. The second part of Peak live stream I did is coming up next weekend, next week. I'm hoping next week me and Eric can sit down and actually record something for Thursdays. If I don't, then another one of these MMD World stuff will pop up next week. I don't really post them because they're instant clickbait view stuff. Which that's what my plan was all along with that, is they're simple, easy clickbait. I know, clickbait. But if the rest of the world's going to use it, might as well. Take advantage of what you can. Do I like it? No. Let me say this. I like learning new genres of music and finding new songs with those genres I don't usually typically listen to, because my typical genre of music is metal, heavy metal, soft rock, country, and old country. Jazz, blues, bluegrass, and stuff like that. Lo-fi, stuff like that. So listening to some hip-hop, some rap, some K-pop, listen to stuff I don't usually listen to, and finding songs that I'd be willing to listen to. Like the one from the first one I put out, Smooth as Butter. That I've actually started listening to that song while I'm at the gym. It is a good song. And the one that I think the one that just went out, Sneakers, I think it was. I don't understand the lyrics to the song, but I can tell you right now that song is really gets you moving. Just the music, just listening to it and getting in the rhythm while you're working out really gets to me. That's the reason why I've been going to the gym for the last few years, is to lose weight for my gallbladder. Because I got my gallbladder issues about 2 years ago now. Yeah, I had them a moment. Yeah, literally I got my disability, and as soon as I got my disability that fall, I was in the hospital. I got my disability in June. That fall, I was in the hospital. I knew something was happening to me throughout most of the summer and during the fall, especially during the fall, because there'd be days where I would just eat, or even days when I wasn't eating, which is also an issue. So with the gallbladder, if you don't eat too much, if you don't eat enough, gallbladder acts up. If you eat too much, the gallbladder acts up. You need to have a perfect diet, which is, in this modern age, what the fuck is a perfect diet? Well, people really probably don't care about this, but I want to talk about it anyways. Yeah, the whole medical stuff. A lot of people don't like talking about it, but this is a part of me, and I'm just going to talk about it. I don't care if you don't like it, too bad. It's my channel, and if you don't want to listen to us, stop watching. Well, don't watch this video, go to another video. Don't talk about it. But this whole, pretty much farming simulator has just turned into an old man in his mid 30s, because I just turned 35 now. I turned 35 this summer. It's really turned into me complaining about everything that's happening in the world. I complain about shit. We'll get into that point. I won't complain about politics though, because that's too much. I don't want to get fucking hated on by people. Which, I was gonna say this. Biden was an idiot. Donald Trump is a glory hog, and the entire system we have is bullshit. I don't care about either party, and I don't care about any third party. I'll rather have a unified party, not a broken up parties. None of these so-called third party unified parties are worth listening to anyways, because they're either leaning one way or the other. They're not really unified, which is asinine. But I forget the quote. It's like, a house divided is blah blah blah, but a house together stands as one and is strong for all. Something like that. It was a speech given by some old man in the House of Representatives when the House started to split. So yeah, something like that. I don't know. I don't really get into the history of politics because fuck, that's boring. I'd rather learn the history of some piece of old farm equipment that no one cares about or want anymore. Well, need anymore. Now that is the history I care about. Why? No idea. I have to record so many videos. These videos, unfortunately, will be... Well, I won't record these in large batches weeks in advance, because these videos are pretty much just me sitting here talking about the week, what happened throughout the week, me complaining about stuff that happened throughout the week, or stuff that need to be complained about. Like, what was it, 2 videos ago, I was complaining about the whole banks trying to control how you spend your money, which, let me just say, Donald Trump did a good job there. Pretty much told the banks, hey, fuck you. If you want to control people how they spend their money, you have to attack them individually, not as a wide swath. You can't attack a whole group of people for how they spend their money. You had to go at them individually, meaning they had to attack each person individually, one at a time. They can't attack everyone, and they can't claim a business that's risky, and they can't, even if a business is considered risky, they can't pull their service from that business, because that is the right of the person to buy from that place, even if it's risky to buy from. All they can do is pretty much give a warning when you go to buy it, saying, hey, this thing is risky, do you still want to proceed? Stuff like that. They can't forcibly stop you from buying stuff anymore. And they had, I think it was 20 something days to stop doing this stuff, or the government would go after them, the banks, for doing this. Yay! United States stepping ahead and pissing off the Karens from Australia and Britain. Just like I said in that video, It is up to the parents to decide what their kids do on the internet. It's not the internet's decision to tell the kids what they can and cannot do on the internet. But, that's what fucking parenting is. I don't understand why a lot of these people believe it's up to the government to tell the kids what to do when it's your job, the one that gave birth to them, to tell them what to do. It's getting to the point where parents are not parenting, they're just being dumbasses. I'm hoping in the few next generation that will change, as some of the parents that know the internet better than parents now will start telling the kids how to use the internet and explain to them what they can and cannot go on. Most of the people that's starting to raise kids now are the ones that grew up in, some of them are the ones that grew up in the 90s or the early 2000s, where the internet was young and there was a lot less risky stuff on them. You didn't get a lot more riskier stuff until like the early part of 2000, where a lot more of the viruses and hackers started becoming more prevalent on the internet. Because before that, it was mostly just stupid people doing scams on the internet. Nowadays, it's literally people can do stuff without you even realizing. Like, watching the one video, the guy literally has a small device that sits in his pocket that he can walk past people with phones, and if the phone has their Bluetooth on, it immediately connects to their phone, forces it to pair itself to it, grabs information from that phone, then de-pairs itself when it gets out of range, right before it gets out of range, and then the next time that phone connects to the internet, the person can literally just take that device, plug it into the computer, and the next time that phone is connected to a Wi-Fi or something, he can connect to it remotely and control your phone from the background without you even realizing they're in your phone. That's why you shouldn't have your Bluetooth on your phone on without having it paired to something. You just have it on, and if you take off your headphones and turn them off and put them away in your pocket, turn off your Bluetooth. Same thing if you're in public, turn off Wi-Fi if you're not in a Wi-Fi hotspot. Because a Bluetooth searching out can connect to any device that allows it to connect to it. Same thing with if it's searching out for a wireless hotspot. People can connect through it to it and take control of your phone through that. You need to be smarter than the person who's stealing your stuff. So learn this stuff so you don't get that stuff. That's why I always tell my niece and nephew to turn off their Bluetooth and their Wi-Fi when they're not at home. You don't know how many times we have a Bluetooth speaker that's connected to the light in the bathroom so people can listen to music when they're showering. The amount of times I turn on that bathroom light and it immediately connects to one of their phones. It's like, turn off the Bluetooth. And I will admit, I'm not always good with this either, because when I'm at the gym, I'll sometimes turn off my headphones to go take a shower and I forget to turn off my Bluetooth while it's in the locker. Or when I'm jumping out of the truck real fast to go run into the store, I forget to turn it off sometimes. Yeah, it happens. But the more you understand it and you actively do what you need to do, the more you get used to it. It's just like with let's say this. So in the trucking industry, there's a big problem with a lot of truckers having back problems. And a lot of it's from the seats and sitting in their seat all the time, bouncing and hopping around. But a lot of it, about a quarter of it, is, I'm not going to say a lot, about a quarter of it is because a lot of truck drivers have their wallet in their back pocket. So when they're sitting down, their hip is slightly tilted because the one side is raised slightly. And then with the bouncing, it amplifies it. That's why truckers, if you're driving and you have your wallet in your back pocket, take it the fuck out of your back pocket. Put it in your front pocket. Put it on the dash. Put it somewhere where you're not sitting on it. You need to keep your ass leveled. Your back is leveled the entire time you're driving. And do not lower your seat all the way to the fucking floor. Raise it up. Because the idiots who drive semi-trucks like they're driving lowriders, you're the issues that people get into car accidents because you can't fucking see what you're doing. Raise yourself up high enough so you can see your surroundings. God, I hate that. Literally, I've seen so many truck drivers where they lowered themselves so far that they barely see over the dash, meaning they can't see about 3 car lengths directly in front of them. So if somebody pulls out in front of them, they physically can't see that. And it irritates the shit out of me. That's why every time when I'm driving a truck, I raise the seat as high as it will go, and then I lower it by 3 pushes. I push the button once, twice, thrice. That gives some give to the seat when you're hitting bumps, and also allows you to see over the dash. See nearly almost the entire length in front of you, except for this about. There's somebody standing directly in front of that hood. You cannot see them. But if they move back 3 feet from the hood, you can see the top of the head. That is how you're supposed to be driving a truck. If they can go about half a football length in front of the truck and you still can't see the top of the head, you are the issue, not them. Also, the correct position of sitting is technically, if you're short, what you need to do is you need to take it with your feet, when you're supposed to lower your seat to the point where your hip, from your hip to your knees, is in a flat position. That way the back of your leg isn't pinch from the back to the bottom, the front portion of the seat. Because if you pinch off the back of your leg because it's too high, you can cut off circulation to your legs. Well, circulation for the fluids in your legs to come back up. So your feet literally starts to fill with water, with fluids. Which is the reason why I got cellulitis, because I always sat up too high. And I know I did. After a long drive, it would hurt the back of my legs. But I'm a cautious driver, so I like to be able to see every inch of everywhere while I'm driving. Is it perfect? Nope. I am one of the I am the textbook definition of why you don't drive way up high. But a lot of drivers also the textbook definition of why you don't drive way low. Also, my second trainer through Western is the textbook definition of why a lot of truck drivers fucking get into accidents. I'm not gonna say names or anything, but he would literally drive with both feet up on the dash on the other side of the steering wheel. Yeah, and he had his phone connected to the vent of the with a phone mount connected to the vent of the truck, and he would turn on and watch Netflix while he was driving. I will say I didn't do stuff like that. I didn't want Netflix. What I did was I would look up songs that I wanted to listen to, and I would make a playlist on YouTube, including I am a connoisseur of old cartoons, old animes, and stuff like that. So a lot of my playlist was literally opening, endings, and theme songs for different shows. Like one of the videos I would listen to a lot was the full rendition of a lot of the Disney afternoon cartoons. Tailspin, DuckTales, yeah, Tailspin, DuckTales, Goof Troop, Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, all seasons of, at that time, the current, from the first Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to the current Power Rangers of the time. A lot of the openings from all the openings of Bleach, all the openings from Naruto, all the openings from One Piece, all the openings of Yu Yu Hakusho, all the opening, the full rendition of Yu Yu Hakusho, by the way. Yeah, that's the stuff I would listen to. And another one I would listen to is the intro theme song for video games and stuff. The Halo soundtrack, the Call of Duty Battlefield soundtracks. One of my favorites is the NES, Super Nintendo, by the way, soundtrack to Battletoad Double Dragon Fist Combo something. It's where they put both the 3 characters from Battletoads and the 2 characters from Double Dragon into the same game to fight the same bosses because they teamed up. Most people don't even know that's a thing, but I will just tell you this. The song, fucking amazing. It is, what is it, 16, 18-bit? 8-bit, 6-bit, 1-bit. stuff like that. Also, at the time I was still a brony, so be listening to a lot of My Little Pony songs and stuff. Um, I also had CDs because the truck had a CD player built into it. So I'd listen to a lot of old truck driver songs because they had the CDs at the truck stop. So I'd buy them when I was going through Arizona and I lost signal on my phone. Another thing I would do is I would download 3 or 4 books from Audible. So when I lost signal, I could just listen to that. Literally, I could just take my phone, hit play with the book, turn off the screen, throw it in the passenger seat, and you don't have to touch it. I would mostly do that at night, so I would have less. I would turn the dash lights to nearly off. I would have that phone so I don't have the screen on. I'll throw that in the passenger light. So I'm literally driving in near pitch dark, the only light coming from the headlights. Oh shit, it's been an hour. I just looked down. God, it's been a while. This morning I just looked down and it was 39 minutes. Holy shit, I keep talking about stuff. Yeah. I know, if I remember correctly, I promised to show something about my videos. I forgot. Um, I'll eventually get to it. I have to rewatch the last video, figure out what I promised. Something to do with tires, I do believe. I forget what it was. Yeah, because I record these right before they go out, I don't always get to what I was supposed to show people, and sometimes I forget because of the amount of stuff I talk about in these videos. These videos go fucking swinging everywhere. Also, something pissed me off the other day. This streamer was talking about, oh, when they're off street and they want to relax, they play farming simulator games. Somebody was asking, oh, which farming simulator? And she said Harvest Moon. I don't consider Harvest Moon a fucking farming simulator game. I consider that as a farming game, a farming simulator. I don't know, old man nitpicking at that point. Also, next month I'll probably be live streaming. I will be live streaming 4 times a week because I just been offered a monetization to Twitch, which means I have to live before I turn it on. I have to pretty much. I haven't turned it on yet. I have to dedicate myself. So it's pretty much 4 4s is what it pretty much comes down to it, which is much better than this, with YouTube. So you have to, out of the 7 days in a week, you have to stream at least 4 of them. You have to stream at least a minimum of 4 hours on those 4 days. You have to maintain at least 4 viewers throughout the entire stream, which means, and they went into detail, you don't have to have 4 continuous streaming people watching your channel. You just have to have at least 4 people coming in and watching your video. And within those 4 days and those 4 viewers, you need at least to have one of them show up 4 separate for each stream, meaning it's a continuous viewer coming in every time. Even if they watch for several minutes and then leave, that's still the same person all 4 days. Which kind of cheats for me because I watch my own streams just to make sure it doesn't crash, and I don't know if that counts me watching from my phone on my own account, but it usually shows up on the top on the counter saying, hey, I have 1 viewer, and it's usually me. I don't know how that works. So my plan is to go ahead and do that next month, which starts off with something stupid I'm gonna do. By the way, I already started making a video for it. My plan is to play Sparking Zero training in Sparking Zero through the entire month of September on those 4 days. Maybe do an hour or 2 of training each day. Then on the September 31st or whatever, is it 30 or 31 days in September? But whatever, the last day of September, or the last day I can record in September, a live stream, because I only stream Monday through Thursday, which is good enough for me. I am going to hold a tournament where I go into multiplayer, leave up the thing, leave open the thing so anyone can join, and I will face anyone and everyone who wants to face me. Does it sound like a good idea? No. Why? I suck at fighting games. I absolutely suck. I'm far enough away from that. I'll finish this off before next recording, as you guys have already seen me harvest this field many times over. Okay. So yeah. Alright. Yeah, I suck at fighting games, but I'm gonna do it anyways because it sounds like fun and stupid. So, you heard it here first, and you will be seeing a short sometime soon because shorts get a lot more views than anything else. Which I'm going to be calling out a lot of the big people that do fighting games like that, and I'm going to be like, hey, come fight me. Put me in my place. Because pretty much I'm just going to do a counter of how many wins to how many losses, and when we get, and then I'm going to take the rest of this year after that, most of next year, and I'm going to practice again. And then next September, I'm going to do it off stream though, or sometimes on stream. Then next September, do it all over again. Practice the entire month and then do it again. See how many times if I can get better or worse. And then whenever the next Dragon Ball Z game, I'll go to that. I'll go to some other game because, you know, the Demon Slayer one looks like fun. Uh, the new Naruto fighting game came out recently, or I don't know, some Naruto game came out. Some Naruto fighting game is becoming more popular. I don't know if it's old or what. There's a One Piece fighting game that's supposedly coming out in a few years. Um, you got the Bleach fighting game. So pretty much the entire member squads, I will take you all on, and mostly lose most of you. So yeah, if if one of the three idiots show up, or Life Thero, or Heavenly Father, one of those people show up to fight me, oh, it would make my day. I don't care if I lose, it would just make my day. I will do a 12-hour live stream to fight, though. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to end now before I run too long. I have been Blue Devil Red Devil, and you like what you see and you want to see more of it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel grow. And, most importantly, I will see you all in hell. See ya.